Wow. Kia ora koutou katoa. I'm incredibly humbled and honoured to have received this World Class New Zealander Award, and particularly as I look back and I think of the other people who have won the award in the past, and I know that the great people who are going to award it in the future. I had the privilege of spending quite a bit of time with Sir Don McKinnon at the last Commonwealth Games, and just I wasn't able to tell him that I was going to join his exclusive group, but what an amazing New Zealander as well. You know, it's been when I hung up and stopped swimming a long time ago, I had an amazing career in sports management and sports leadership in New Zealand. But I won an award in 2016 from Sport New Zealand, which was a Lifetime Achievement Award for what I had done in the country. And at the time I was 50, and I was listening to Sir John Wells, a great mentor of mine, actually outline my career to date, and I thought, oh my gosh, it sort of sounded like a eulogy, and I thought, there's more. And I decided at that stage, you know, at 2016, that it was time to see what I could do on a global stage. I had learned so much from so many people about great things that you can do in terms of sport and changing lives. And within 3 months, I was really fortunate to be appointed as the General Manager of Women's Rugby for World Rugby, and what a job. I had 5 years where I was given the opportunity to empower women around the world, work with inspirational men and women to connect people, to actually do what I could to change people's lives and to use sport for social change. And I did get to go to some amazing, my first trip was off to outer Mongolia, through to Iran, and into working with women in India and Syria, and closer to home in New Zealand and Fiji, to see what I could do to help use sport to break down some of the social barriers that faced women in sport. So that was an amazing experience. And then after 5 years of driving I guess what I call a major transformational program at a governance, economic and development space for World Rugby, I got this opportunity to get back into something that was very close to me, and that was Commonwealth sport. I took up the role as Chief Executive in November last year. Up until then, I had been to 6 Commonwealth Games and 3 Olympics in a variety of capacities. But last month, I had the honour of being the Chief Executive of the Commonwealth Games that took place in Birmingham. And a bit biased, but I have to say that was probably the best games ever. And, you know, so, I mean, the Commonwealth Games is movement, 2.7 billion people, 72 members currently that have a huge mandate to actually use sport for social change, and to be part of that, to connect people around the world, to see what we can do, certainly drive some of the kind of advocacy programs that we think are really important in terms of women, in terms of inclusion and para-athletes, in terms of the LGBTQ community, and just most recently, I've just come back from Victoria in Canada, where we're working on a declaration of reconciliation of Indigenous people through sport. So a really great mandate to connect people. But sport is a connector. You know, I mean, whether it was connecting people around the world in terms of their living rooms and the emotional outcomes from the last Commonwealth Games, or connecting the young athlete who aspires to be that ambassador of that high-profile athlete that they've watched on the games. So I know that I am very fortunate to be in that space. Now, it's really interesting being here in London, and really, you know, wish I could be with my family and friends that I know that are in that room that we're watching from afar. So my brother Duncan and my sister Lynette, and people who supported my career. Here I am joined by family and friends as well, with my daughter Abby and her boyfriend Max, and a group of people who have been inspirational to who I am. So I would like to thank Kia and Sarah, who has coordinated this. The New Zealand High Commission has been such a welcoming group for me here, and the Kia community is a really special group to be part of. And I thank you once again for this honor. Thank you.